Hello, 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 hello. It's Redheaded Riding Hood, Red for short. Hello, everybody. Hey, Anthony. Good to see you. How's it going? How are you? Oh, I got a notification that Red is live. Yay! So, this is my new schedule. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, we will see how it goes. I've had a it's been a long day already. I got up early because I took my son to the airport because he's going to visit home. He said home. I don't know that I'd call it home, but I mean it's where he was born. So um, going to see his friends in Georgia and his dad and his sister, and so yeah. So he came over for food, the chicken I grilled. Hey, Linda, how are you? Hello, hello, hello. How's it going? So he's going. So he's gone to Georgia, and I was picking him up at 5 a.m. So like you guys, I've already had. Oh, I have a London broil on the grill though, so I need to not forget that. I need to set my little alarm here. Um, I have a London broil on the grill. I did some mushrooms. I'm gonna send myself the video and I'll show you um, of what I'm eating, what I'm making today. I'm not really hungry because when I got back from the airport, it was, I don't know, it was probably 7, I guess, or something like that. And I got back from the airport and I'm like, I'm like, I'm a ways from the airport, and my son's is like on the way to the airport. So it's like, okay, yeah, yeah, I know what that means. No, I'm okay too. No, I'm good. I'm good actually. I made a lot of progress. I'm celebrating today 1 year in this apartment. You guys, I love this apartment. Okay, been watching a kid on YouTube that lived in Wyoming that built a truck camper and teeny house. So cool. Ah, it's Friday. Hey, Graham. Hi. It's Friday. Okay, so this is my Friday live when it's in Australia. Okay, cool. Because I picked Thursday because Thursday's been getting the most views for my lives. Thursday seems to be the one that's most popular, is the Thursday live. So, yeah. David Rule. You can drop the link if you want. Aren't you a moderator? I think I have you as a moderator. So I was watching. I don't have time to watch all the channels I want to watch, and I was at Roy and Becky's, and y'all, I almost fainted. I almost fainted because my 5th child texted me, and so I had to leave Roy and Becky's. But so it was. Whew, it's been a day, y'all. It's been a day. I'll tell you what. Whoops! I didn't mean to pause myself. I meant to silence myself. Yeah, you're a moderator, so you can drop the link. You can go ahead. You can drop, and you can not drop your link also. So yeah. Oh my goodness, you guys, it's been a month. It's been a So yeah, I'm celebrating a month in my apartment. Let's go out. Let's go out and check on the London Bowl. It's a thick steak. Put it on the grill. And now since Ian's not here, but I think Albert's gonna come by and get the chicken because he didn't come get his chicken yet. And this. So I think I'll turn it over. What do y'all think? Ah, hey, that looks good. I don't like it to be too done. But anyways. Can you hear me still? Back inside. There's my alarm. My alarm plays Switchfoot now. Hey, Ivan. Hello. Welcome to Rides. Hey, Roy and Becky. Good to see you guys. I'm sorry I left there. I was fainting. As usual, it wasn't anything. As usual, it's the same old. So, same old thing. But anyways, that's all I want to say about that. Oh, that's all I want to say about that. Yeah, but I just got into Roy and Becky's late, and then my fourth child. It was like I do need to enter the lottery, and then my fourth child answered my text from Tuesday. I'm like, I'm really gonna faint now. This is a day, you guys. I need to tell you. You know what I should tell you about? I go through all these things, all these different things. Like, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to say? What am I going to, and then sometimes it changes right before I go live. I'm opening my root beer here. And I'm going to light my candle. Let's see. I have my little owl here. My last red one. It's my last red tea light. So, Red's followers are called the Flames. Hello. I don't know how to say the MK Beneke. MK Beneke. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'll call you MK. Okay. Welcome in. Welcome to the Flames. Yeah. So, how many more minutes do you think my steak needs? I'm going to just set the timer for about 4 minutes. Hopefully it will not burn. I don't really know that I'm going to eat. You guys, I finally got over a plateau. I was on a plateau on my losing weight, and so I was excited. Today I went over the plateau, so that was a good thing about today. So yeah. Oh, you know what? Me playing my flute calms me down, so let me play it. And of course, I don't warm up at all, so forgive me. Oh, bank with a Y. Rhymes with bank with a Y. Mankey? Is that what it is? Manky? Banky Manky? Oh, so I was gonna email the thing to myself, the little video. So it's just been a crazy day, but you guys, I got to tell you about August. August is always weird for me, and today is a sad anniversary also, and it's kind of great to rethink it because now I moved into this apartment on the 24th of August last year, so it's that now and a happy thing. But my brother Paul died in 2002 on this day, and then the crazy thing that happened is in 2005, my brother Tim went into the hospital on this day, and he never came home. He passed in October that year, though, but he went into the hospital on the 24th of August, 2005. So August is, and it's my mom's birthday, though. It was on the 16th. And so things that I rethink August is my mom's birthday, and also I got the money finally from my parents from my inheritance last year at this time, almost on my mom's birthday, which was cool, on the 15th of August. My dad passed away in 2020, which is crazy, just the dates and times and things. And I don't really think anything's an accident. My dad passed away in 2020, the day before, and no, he didn't get COVID. He was 92. He did not get COVID. They didn't go out anywhere. My stepmother was so paranoid. She was paranoid before COVID. She was paranoid. So they didn't go anywhere. So, but he passed the day before I left Georgia. I had sold my house in August 2020. I left in September 2020, and my dad passed away the day before I left Georgia in 2020, which was just wild to me. And that was a way really God provided for me, because I mean, I had sold my house, but I used all the money from the sale of my house to pay off all my debt, and I got debt free, and to pay cash for my RV. So, and then, I had other money coming in from my divorce, but I just see it as how God provided for me this. I wouldn't have gotten this apartment and I wouldn't have gotten my RAV and all of that if I had not have gotten the money from my dad. But I'm going to get my steak off the grill. Okay, you guys? I'll be right back. Look at that. Looks good. Okay, I'm going to fix me a little plate. I'm not really hungry, though, honestly. Okay. So yeah, and listen to these other wild stories. Um, when when the and things happen in August, I feel like, because I was still traveling like 2016, 2017, because I went on my first cruise in 2017. My ex was supposed to take me for our 25th wedding anniversary, but didn't. And so I decided to go by myself in 2016. And then 2017, I went on a 20, let's see, wait. 2017, I went on a cruise. 2018, I went on the K-Love cruise, but that was in January. So it's after I go on a trip. And so I have a low in August anyways. And then these anniversaries, which I usually don't think of anymore. It's been 21 years now. And then since 2005 for my brother, Tim, but, and then he didn't pass in August. He passed in October, which was kind of, he passed the day after my birthday. But anyways, what else happened in August was the day rape happened in August, and also the thing with Muhammad, with the green card guy, happened in August. So it's like August is crazy. And I'm always, every year I often wonder like what's gonna happen this August. But last August it was good because I finally got the money from my parents, and so it was cool. And it's funny because like I've rethought like in June is my anniversary, right? And I'm just like every year like what, and you know what happened when I moved into the smaller house that I got in the divorce. It actually ended up being purple because I got the house painted, and I think it was something that I picked out this gray, this steel blue gray color. And I think that these painters, they were kind of shady. They had something in the sprayer. I don't know. But when it went on, it was purple. It was just like a light purple, but it was purple. And I was like, they're like, you have to come over here and look at this, because when I got it painted, I was still in the big house, and I had a renter in the house. And she said, well, it looks purple. And went over there and yeah, and I was just like, it wasn't like a bright purple. We did the door in like a lilac. So the door was going to be lilac anyways. And the girl I had in there liked purple. And I was just like, it's fine. I don't want to get, so it's fine. And not long after that, I can't think of what year it was, Prince passed away. And I love Prince. I could put it on my Prince shirt. I just got a Prince shirt. I didn't think of it. But anyways, so I'm like, yeah, Purple Rain. Hey, the house is purple. When I sold the house, it was purple, still purple. And that's also how I rethunk my anniversary. So I celebrate Prince on my anniversary. So if you look up what day that is, that's Prince's birthday. So anyways, and so a lot of good things happen in August too, but August is a month for me. August is a month. And yeah, this August has not ceased to amaze me. I need to pray. Definitely. So, hellbilly steak. You're having bologna. Are you going to go back to traveling? I'm never going to stop traveling, Linda, but I'm not going to be traveling right now. The next place I'm probably going is Philly, but I might not be going to Philly till December. So, because I got a job lifeguarding, but the training is not It's a great song. Purple rain, purple rain. I'm behind on that. Thank you. I'm getting you're getting all sorts of looks at the gym. Why can't they bring it all? My gym was so crazy, Planet Fitness, and I had a gym in the basement of my ex's house. My ex bought this all this weight equipment for himself, but he never used it. I used it, and I had the big punching bag, which I asked my ex for, and he got for me. When I asked him for stuff, he usually got it for me. Like in the movie Runaway Bride, the big punching bag. I had a big punching bag like that in my gym. But Planet Fitness, when I moved to the smaller house, so I joined the gym, Planet Fitness, they would have a pizza night. That's like ridiculous. And then they would have bagel day, I think it was, or maybe it was donuts, even worse. I something like that. I never went on those days. What made me want to get an apartment? I wasn't sure I wanted to buy something here yet. So, hey, Ronald, I wasn't sure I wanted to buy something here yet. And so now that I've sort of settled in and I found a church and I made some friends, now I got a job. So I think I will get like a tiny house here or a condominium, or I'd rather get like a small house. I want to get a tiny home in a community. I don't know. I'm going to be looking around, and this lease is up in February, but I've been thinking, I don't know if I will find something by February, and I could stay here another year. So, darling Nikki, I like When the Doves Cry. That's what I like. Yeah, a little red Corvette's good. Oh, you're not late, Ronald. Thank you for praying for me. I need it. Oh my goodness, I need it. I need it. Let me pray. Speaking of that, dear Lord, thank you for this food and for all the good things you give me, Lord. I thank you for all my children. I pray that you bless them, Lord. I thank you that I got texts from 2 of my children today, Lord. I saw one of my children today because I took them to the airport. Lord, I just pray you bless all my children, Lord, and keep them safe, watch over them. Lord, one thing I like to always pray for my children is that you would reveal yourself to them, that they would know that you are real, Lord, and that you love them. And I pray that they would know that I love them too, Lord. Lord, we pray for the people of Maui, Lord, the people trying to recover, the people who've lost loved ones, Lord. I pray that you would comfort them and be with them, Lord. And I pray that you would stop the greedy people from buying up the land or whatever's going on, Lord, that, these people have been through enough. Please protect them from people that are seizing opportunity when these people have lost so much, Lord. I pray that you please help them and be with them, comfort them, help them recover, and give their leaders in that area wisdom and how to best do that and serve the people, Lord. Please be with them, Lord. I ask that you continue to be with my friend Lori. I pray that her surgery went well, Lord. I pray that she's recovering. I pray that we'll hear from her soon. Lord, I pray for Rose, too, that you would help her in her situation. I pray that she might be able to come back here and pop in and say hi. And I just pray that you would help her in her situation and give her wisdom about what to do when staying, just give her wisdom in her situation. The situation, Lord. And I pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Don't you hate it when you get a new place and they can't stop asking you questions? Who are you? How did you get in? Is that a real guy? No. So this is London Broil. Yeah, and if anybody doesn't know, I was recently in London. Why is this called a London Broil? I don't know. It's a little bit rare, like I like it. Not too well done. I guess, would you say that's medium? I don't know. It was buy one, get one free. So I got 2 London Broils. Yeah, so August is an interesting month. I like the mushrooms. So let me see that didn't do it yet. Wait. Okay, wait. Gotta wait for it to download completely. Not done yet. Okay. Now, what I do is go to my email. But this schedule has been better for me because going live every weekday, Roy and Becky do it, but it takes up a lot of time. Plus, I'd always go over. And I wasn't having time to make video. I wasn't getting to making my videos any more. Oh, so yours is coming up too. Well, I hope you have a happy birthday. Yeah. It's always hard. It doesn't really it lessons, I guess. It gets better, but it's always there. I still miss my mom. She passed in 2009. It's different with my dad because I wasn't as close to him. So he was a bit narcissistic, like my ex. So oh man, you don't look that though. You don't look 64, Linda. Oh, you know what was funny? At the RV park where I stayed with the little trailer, the little tag at that. which I love the trailer, but I didn't sleep well. I didn't sleep well in it. I was gonna stay 2 nights, but I came home on Wednesday instead of on Thursday because I didn't sleep hardly. But I don't think it was so much the trailer. It wasn't that. I was comfortable in it, and it had an AC too. But I just had a lot of stuff. Like I said, a lot of stuff's going on with my family, with my kids and stuff. But nothing bad, just stuff. Just stuff where you hope it goes good. I'm hoping, I'm just praying, you know. It's hard when your kids are grown. I was thinking about 2 Switchfoot songs. There's 2 Switchfoot songs. And one is, Do I Love You Enough to Let You Go? And I remember listening to this off the Hello Hurricane album. And then, in 2017, I had gone to it's 2018. 2018, I went to the Switchfoot Getaway. And I got to hold their Grammy for that album. And so this song is like, Do I Love You Enough to Let You Go? And I remember listening to it like when the first time when Ian, my son he's going to be 30 next month, that I just dropped off at the airport, got his license. And the first time he drove by himself, and I remember listening to that, like, Do I Love You Enough to Let You Go? You're driving all by yourself. Do I love you enough to let you go? And then Switchfoot has another song that's on this album, Where the Light Shines Through, that's called I Won't Let You Go. And so, which is it? And I was thinking about that, and I was like, wouldn't it be great? Okay. Linda told me about Girl in the Woods. I love that channel. Thank you for telling me about her, Linda. Hi, Carlene. Hi. What is my schedule? No, I'm not on every day. I'm not on every day anymore. I'm going Monday and Thursday now. Monday night and Thursday for lunch. I was going Tuesday through Friday for lunch. And I was going Monday night and Tuesday through Friday for lunch. But yeah, so Girl in the Woods always like, here, try a bite. She always goes like that. I was watching it one time on my son was over, and he was watching it with me because I was watching it when he came in, and I was like, she's building a cabin. And he's like, oh, this is cool. I said, do you want to find something else? And he's like, oh, no, this is cool. Because she was building a cabin, like by herself in Alaska. She's like crazy. She's awesome. Yeah, I had Claudia on. We talked a lot about stuff, but we talked a little bit about, like, she does a lot of stuff on her RV herself, and I'm like, just like, Red's like calling somebody like, hey, or I took it when I would go back to Illinois to the St. Louis area. Then I got my RV fixed. Like when I was here in Denver, I had a hailstorm damage the vent covers on my roof, and so I had them to fix that. And when I was in New Mexico, I had the guy come, the remote RV repair tech. He took the whole gas line apart. I didn't need to do this because it was my black tank. You guys, go back and watch my videos. Only Crystal, only like 2 people are playing my game. Anybody want to play my game? I'll make it easier next month. I'll do it next month. I won't make you have to watch. But I need watch hours, so that's why I did it that way. Oh, okay. All right, cool. I need to give Claudia my number. um, we message each other on Instagram and Facebook, though. Um, so yeah. But I got up at like 4:15. Yeah, I got up at like 4:15. So when I got back here, finally I ate. So I had eggs and bacon, and you guys, now it's like a thing. It's like, do I film this? Do I not film? Every time I eat. And sometimes it's just nice, like, no, I'm not going to film this, and I just ate. Yeah, that girl can build anything. Yeah, she's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. So, yeah. It's just already been a long day. I'm glad I got my food cooked because, like, when I looked at my, my Roy and Becky's, and like I'm at Roy and Becky's, and my fifth child texted me, and I was just like, wow, this is insane. This is insane. So it was interesting. Yeah. So, anyways, so which is it with the Switchfoot songs? Let me put the links. It's great songs. If you go in Red's inspirational songs, that's one of my playlists. The I Won't Let You Go song is in there by Switchfoot, but I don't know if I Love You Enough to Let You Go is in there. But let me just put the links in the chat. So there's a balance to it, and I'm learning not to be codependent, and I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at it. Okay. So that's a good song. And then the other one's a good song too. And they're both true. I mean, you have to do both, really, in a way. If that makes sense. I'm going to share the one with Lauren Daigle. I like that one. But it's like both. Like I have to not be a nuisance, a smother mother. Sometimes my mom got too involved in my business and telling me what to do when I didn't want to hear it. And I've seen myself doing that. I've caught myself, I recently did do that because I freaked out about something. So, and then I won't let you go. And it's a balance. Do you know that Joyce Meyer has talked about this before? Do you know that there's a verse in the Bible, and it's in, I think it's in First Peter. Look for it. I think it's in First Peter 5. You know what is a great website? Bible Gateway, and that's where I can find stuff. Bible Gateway. And it says to be well balanced. Be sober, be vigilant, for your adversary, the devil, runs around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. It says be well balanced. Don't be too much of one thing or the other. So that's interesting, because when we get it's not coming up when I put well balanced. Let's see. It says be sober. It might not be in the right. Be vigilant. Okay. It's 1 Peter 5:8. So we're not supposed to be too much of one or the other, you know? So there you go. This is a hot dog stand. So, yeah. And something interesting that happened to me this month? No, was it this month? Let me see. Was it this month? Or was end of last month this month? I don't know. Let me see. It was this month. It was this month. Yeah. It did happen this month. Okay. Yes, it did happen this month. So, yeah, let me tell you the story. Because I freaked out. It was bad. But before that, I was talking to someone about the situation in my family. And, I was talking to a friend. I was confiding in a friend. And they sort of freaked out. And they were making me more anxious. And they freaked out on me. And they also said, you shouldn't do that because you're just going to push that person farther away. And I was just like, and, they freaked out on me. And then I was like, I don't need this. I feel like I did do the right thing. But what happened after that is I blocked that person for a time. And because I just couldn't take, because the situation was already making me anxious and they were making me more anxious. The situation was already making me anxious. And then I found out something else happened. I'm talking to another family member. And then I freaked out on that family member. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I just did the same thing. And then they blocked me, thankfully, just for like a couple of days, but they blocked me. And but I realized, I was like, I just did the same thing, just the same thing that was done to me, I just did to somebody else. It's a codependent, dysfunctional thing, you know. It's like you want to help and you want to fix people and you want to tell them, like, if you would just do this, if you would just do this, everything would be okay, you know. And like in talking about, there's just so much emotion, especially when there's more emotion. Like I talked about already, my brother Paul died on this day in 2002, and then my brother Tim on this day went in the hospital in 2005. But also on this day, I moved into this apartment, which I love this apartment, and I've been so thankful. And it's just been a year of just like chill. I've been traveling a lot, though. I've been traveling a lot, y'all. I went to courtside finally. You know, I've been gonna go to courtside for 2 years. Seems like a long time. I've been gonna go to courtside because I was gonna go to courtside in July. I remember one time, and it was like 119 degrees, and I didn't go. And I went back to the St. Louis area, got my RV fixed. But I went to courtside. I went to Texas to see my youngest, my 5th child that texted me today. Then I went to Philly again because I'd gone in last December. I went to Philly in May, and then I went to Europe in July. That's why, like, you guys, I don't even know if I'm going to go anywhere next year, really. I might go to places around here, though. I might go places around here, and I'll probably be going to Philly to see my grandbabies because there's going to be 2 of them soon. So, yeah. But next place I want to go is Hawaii, but I might not go to Hawaii till 2025. So, but, so anyways, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool going to Europe, but it was pretty humbling, I guess, for me to realize that I did the same thing, that I got mad at this person. You know, I got upset with this person. And then, you know, and it's just like, you both get so like reactive, you know. I didn't attack you, you know, and big, bold, big capital letters, you know. And it's like, what do you say when it what is it, capital letters and exclamation point? That's they're yelling at you. Okay, you didn't attack me, but what do you call this now? You know, and so yeah, so I kind of freaked out on someone, but it's like, I apologized and I'm forgiven and I'm thankful. I'm really thankful. But yeah, I'm learning to let go. I'm learning to be quiet. I think it took my mom a while. You know, I'm the youngest of 7. I think it took my mom a while, but I really feel like in the end, she did learn a lot about having such a large family. And she was very careful about, like, if she was talking to me about somebody else, or, you know, talking to them about me, to, you know, not be negative and be careful of what she said, you know. And like, it's difficult. Relationships are difficult, you guys. I went live from courtside. Linda. I did. I had pictures with Roy and Becky on my community tab. So yeah, so a lot of people knew I was there. So, but I'm like, I went from live from my car. It was dark and it was, yeah, I went live from there. And but yeah, I was just there for a week and I spent 3 days in camping in my car, but I don't like camping in my car. I feel like I'm in a coffin. It's too little. It's too little. Yeah, you were, I'm sure you probably were. I almost, well, I did, and then I had to cancel it. I was like, it's too heavy. I can't pull that with my car. I rented a tent trailer on RV Share that was in Phoenix or somewhere. No, it wasn't in Phoenix. It was somewhere nearby Phoenix. But then I canceled it. I was like, no, it's too heavy. I can't tow that. Hey, Wanderlust. Hi. How are you doing? I'm going to read this one. Today's is about stress relief. So this is good. Stress relief. And this is Joyce Meyer's Confident Woman devotional. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:6-7. Stress is one of the biggest problems we face in our society today. Everything is so fast-paced, loud, and excessive that our mental, emotional, and physical systems stay on overload. We are inundated with information. We have newspapers, magazines, and 24-hour news networks that don't just reach us through our television, but through our cell phones and other mobile devices. At one time, a popular web search engine indexed more than, I think it's billion. What is it when it's 9 zeros after it? I think it's 3,307,998,701 web pages. It's hard enough to think about that number, let alone the content that goes with it. We have information overload, and it is no wonder we have trouble calming our minds down so we can rest. In addition to what the world throws at us, we have schedules that are insane. Then there are never enough hours in any day to get everything done we are trying to do. We hurry and rush. We rush and feel frustrated. And we're the first to say, I'm under so much stress that I feel like I'm going to explode. And the stress takes its toll on our confidence. Where can you cut back stress inducers in your life? Lord, I can't change the world around me, but I can bring my life and requests to you. May your peace guard my heart and mind today. Thank you that I can rest in you. Amen. Graham. Oh my goodness. Graham. What am I going to do with you? Put you in the corner. What? That's what the RV DJ does. Sonia, she puts people in the corner. We'll have to put Graham in the corner. Yeah. Yeah. I read what I read. Let me tell you what I read recently. What I listened to. I like Audible. Before I finished Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, which I have already read. I read it to my kids years ago, but I liked it. I listened to it on the plane on the way to Portugal, and I slept a little bit. But they took that away. I no longer have that free with my Audible subscription, so I'm sad. Um, but and I have the Chronicles of Narnia on here, and I have James Earl Jones reading the Bible in the King James version. But let me tell you what I recently finished.
Living. It's a bit clearer, which is nice. Frugality.
The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. This is a good book. Hi, Pam. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for the gas money. I used it. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I did happen to need gas when I was in Golden. So after I dropped the little trailer back off, I got gas. But so this I recently finished. I listened to this when I walk. The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry, and it's by John Mark Comer. That is a very good book. And then
Read by
I read
the author.
I really liked this, and I really loved it that it was read by him. Prince Harry's book, Spare, was very good, and it was read by him. So I thought that was cool. And then
to run more effective businesses and build better products. I've compiled.
This guy is, Atomic Habits. I just finished that one.
Many of the most.
It's not opening it up so I can show it to you. Why is it not? Okay, there it is. It's by James Clear. Atomic Habits. And I just recently found this a very good book. I have 6 hours left, though. I don't know how far I am through this one. But this guy has a channel, and his name is Joshua Coleman. And this is The Rules of Estrangement, which is a very good book too, which I'm reading. That's what I'm reading now. And I was also, I think, 4 minutes, 22 seconds left. Yeah, I just finished.
It may descend elsewhere.
Hard to understand, but C.S. Lewis is The Four Loves. I just finished this one. This one's good too. It's read by somebody English, but I don't think it's him. It is an old recording, but I don't think it is him, but I'm not sure. It sounds like it's read by him. It sounds like it's read by him, but I don't know who it's read by, actually. But let me show you interesting channel that I just found, because I just found Joshua Coleman. So, and so yeah, this lets you know I'm always pretty, I haven't gone into it a lot, but I'm always pretty open book, pretty much open book here. So I'm not usually in contact with all of my children. So, but this is Dr. Joshua Coleman's channel that I just found. But he goes through all the different situations of You guys, I have so many tabs open. Can you still hear me? I've lost StreamYard. I don't know where it is. Where's StreamYard? Okay, there it is. I'm like, where are you guys? I've lost you. I've lost you. Currently at Bingara out near Gunnedah, camped up to the river. Oh, that was my favorite place, by the river. I was by the river and near the ocean, 2.5 miles hike to the ocean. And I would hike to the ocean every other day when I was in Klamath, California. And 6 a.m. It's cold enough to sit around the fire, but by no means unpleasant. The days have been perfect. Cool. I took my son to the airport. He's in Georgia now. And he's visiting his sister and his dad and his friends. My sons both went to the University of Georgia. Go Dogs. Ruff, ruff. And and Ian graduated in 2018. So yes, I just got done with when my divorce was finally final. So I was separated from my husband in 2014. I lived in the house with him for 2 years while we were separated, then moved out of his house in 2016. And then we weren't divorced till 2018. But through all that time, we had so many graduations, and we had a wedding because my middle daughter got married. And my middle daughter graduated high school, and then she graduated a boot camp, and then she graduated her specialized training. And so we had all those graduations, and then my youngest, then Ian graduated college 2018 and 2019. My youngest graduated high school. So all of that. And then I finally left Georgia in 2020, like I said, the day after my dad passed away, and went to the St. Louis area where I bought my RV. And then I traveled around in it for a year from fall 2020, Thanksgiving till October 2021. And it was not as hard as you might think, actually, Pam. It wasn't. It was not as hard as you might. We were going through other things that were more difficult. Believe it or not. So yeah, it's complicated, Pam. It's complicated. I told you guys some of it. Yeah, Pam knows. Pam knows. Yeah, because I met Pam and Julian at the Glow meetup. So yeah. So yeah, let me say a poem, by the way. Let me say a poem, my classic storm poem. I will say it. But yeah, so yeah, we were going through all that. So Ian graduated University of Georgia in 2018. And so he's only going to be there till Tuesday. I'm going to pick him up from the airport on Tuesday. So, but he'll see his dad and his sister and so I have one child still in Georgia. And yeah, so he's got a lot of friends there and stuff. And like my oldest was born in Florida in when I was 20 years old. She was born in Florida before my ex got the job in Georgia. And then the other 4 well, 3 of my kids were born in the 90s, and then my youngest was born in 2001. So, yeah, and they're all over the place. So the one that texted me today, my youngest is in Texas, and she's in the Air Force. And my middle daughter, like I said, is in Philly with my grandbabies. I'm going to have my second grandbaby next month. And then my other son is now in near my middle daughter. So my oldest son is now near my middle daughter. And then my younger son is here. I moved here. And it wasn't as hard as I thought, but I was still nervous. I get nervous with something whenever I'm driving something that's not mine, you know? Or I was nervous too. I was nervous driving my RV. And that was one of the things I still didn't. I got used to it. I got better at it, but it's still the last time I drove it was I drove it for the guy I sold it to, the dairy farmer in Missouri. I sold it to a dairy farmer in Missouri on Mother's Day last year. And that was one of the things I was waiting on. So from 2021, when I stopped traveling in my RV, until May 2022, I was just sitting in St. Louis. I wasn't doing anything. And I was stressed about, it was things in my family, but it was also because of the YouTube bullying. I was stressed because of that. Things were more expensive, because of poor planning on my part. I didn't have any saved up. So I was using my credit cards for RV repairs and stuff. And so I was starting to get balances on my credit cards again, which was infuriating. And I had lots of stuff to do that I wasn't getting done while I was traveling around. Like, I wasn't getting any writing done, you guys. I thought like, oh, I'm going to be, I sort of had maybe an unrealistic picture, or didn't realize how much time it was going to take traveling in my RV. And I just stayed at I stayed at paid places. I just felt more comfortable staying at paid places, but RV parks and such. So that was more expensive. And then, my RV repairs. And so I was starting to have credit card debt again, and I didn't want to. I wanted to keep out of debt. So, yeah. Yeah, I realize that. But I don't think I want to buy one, because I don't think it will be I don't think I will use it often enough to justify purchasing one. So, yeah. Yeah, not right now anyways. I think later on, so right now I'm focusing on looking for a place to buy, looking for land or a tiny house or a small house, or maybe a condominium, possibly. But I'm looking to buy something, unless I decide to stay here one more year, which I could do that too. But I think I probably could find something, because I have 6 months. I have until February. My lease is up here. So that's the next thing I'm doing. I should be starting work after I do the lifeguard training in October, end of October, and then I'll be starting work, and which is part-time, and I need to get, I think I'm staying in Colorado for now. Yeah, I think I am. I like it enough here. See, that's another reason why, Linda, you asked why I got the apartment, is because I wasn't sure I wanted to buy something here. That's why I got an apartment. Because I knew I wanted to be in a sticks and bricks. I didn't want to. I was tired of just, where am I going to be? Where, is this safe? Is this, I got the dreaded, like the first time I stayed in a parking lot, it was a 24-hour Planet Fitness in California. Just like the first time, I think, no, maybe it was the second night. No, I think it was the first night. It was the first or second night I stopped. When I left Southern California, it was the first night I ever stopped somewhere, overnight. It might not have been the first time. I'm not sure. I think it was, though. I got a knock on the door. I'm just getting into bed. I even put my jammies on. Which I did, I would wear my jammies when I went to bed, but yeah, not usually. That was unusual, I guess. I put my jammies on. I was kind of upset because I had a disagreement with my brother when I left there. So yeah, the first night, and I got a knock on the door, and then I ended up in, which I didn't know was a place. I mean, I knew it was a place. I didn't know it was a place in California. It was oh goodness, what is the name of the town? It's a place in, it's a place in, it's in Trinidad. That's it. I'm like, it's not a place in California, but it is a place in California. Trinidad. I ended up in Trinidad, California. I think I was in Eureka when I think I was at a Planet Fitness in Eureka. I thought, it's fine. I'm going to Planet Fitness. But they're like, no, you can't park here. So I'm like, fine, bye. I think I would always go on lives in my PJs. It was my, you can find me on somebody's live in my leopard print PJs. So I just, they look like clothes, really. They look like ratchet clothes, but they look like clothes. See, and that was the thing too, when I got that knock on the door, I didn't open the door. I was watching, so I was watching Lindy's live the other day, and then her live ended, was on the TV, and then another of her videos came on, and she had got knocked on the door by the police, and there had been people outside her van, fighting, and I was like, Lindy, I cannot watch this. This is making me anxious I'm like, oh my goodness, Lindy, I can't. You think it was because I had the Class C? Well, if I was towing a trailer, they would have knocked on the door too, right? But the thing is, I didn't have to get out of it. That's what I liked about the Class C. But so I think later on, I'll keep my RAV, but I might get a van. Yeah. Yeah, they didn't make me. I don't think it was cops. I think it was security guy. And when I went I didn't get a knock on the door this time because I didn't even have time to park. I just pulled into a spot and the security was right there watching. And I was at a Walmart. I was at a Walmart in California. I think that was like in San Jose. And so it wasn't like a knock on the door when I was in bed, but he came up to my RV and said, you know, you can't park here, but you can park over there. And there were people parked across the way at the Best Buy. So it was like, you can't park at Walmart, but you can park at the Best Buy. And I was like, okay, thanks. So I moved and went across the way. It wasn't across the street. It was like a big parking lot. And then the parking for the Walmart was on this side and the parking for the Best Buy was on this side. And I think that was in San Jose. And yes, and she did a video and like, oh gosh, in the video she drops her phone too. And I'm like, ah! Oh my goodness, that was like, you know, and they want her to open the door and like, she's smart, you know, like I watch and listen to older women and you guys, that's in the Bible in Titus 2, the older women teaching the younger women. I listen to stuff Carol and Lindy say because these women are smart. That's how they got to their age and they're still around. And they're smart. They're smart and they're wise. And so I listen to them. And they're, you know, they don't let anybody push them around because they're you know, nobody should push them around. You should respect them. But you know, I'll tend to let people walk all over me and I'm just like, I'm done doing that. I'm done. Do I love you enough to let you go? What? That's crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy, Linda. I thought people accused me of crazy stuff. They're making a sandwich. Oh, I had this interesting incident in Trinidad. And you know, I have things happen where I see like I have made a lot of progress, but you guys, I was just so bad and so codependent and so like, you know, seeing a homeless person and just like taking them to my house. Like that's insane. That's so stupid. So what happened in Trinidad is after I left the, I think that's close. I think I was in Eureka at the Planet Fitness, but oh, you were in your pajamas too. Yeah, I was in my pajamas, but I didn't open the door. He just said you have to move, and I was like, okay, I don't have to get out. You know, that's what I like about like a van or yeah, and that's another reason like all that, you know, hooking up the trailer and all, you know, I'm just like, this is a pain. I couldn't do this, you know, if I do like to go when I am traveling. I do like to go. Like I did 1,000 miles back I did from Houston to here. That was just insane. But and I'm like, and I was thinking of having a little trailer to tow to Philly, and I'm just like, I'd rather just, yeah. And I said to my daughter, I said, you know, I can come in September when the baby comes or come in December and I can get, just get a hotel. That's what I prefer. Criminal trespass ticket on my own house. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Linda. Yeah, I think you told me something about that at your parents. Hey, let me ask you something. Um, if you don't mind, Linda, this was a question that was put to me. So, when your parents passed, did they leave it anything to their grandkids? Because a lot of times these days, and in my family, it goes to the children and not to the grandchildren. So, anyways, but you don't have to share if you don't want to, but just a little question. Didn't give them a notice because they have never go to Neha, Wisconsin. Yeah, you think you get better gas mileage that way? Do you? In like a van? Or like maybe, did you guys see the funny commercial? Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny. You guys, let me see if I can find it and I'll share the link to it. Do you see the commercial for the Pacifica about the van lifers? The Chrysler. It's so, so funny. The commercial is so funny. Hashtag van life. It's so hilarious. Now there's a ton of them. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's more. There's more probably funny commercials. Oh, they have a few of them. They are so funny. But that's not the one I'm looking for. But that one's probably funny too. Inner peace. They're looking for inner peace. Anyways, Google it. I'm not sure if the one that I'm looking for is still up there. Darn it, I lost my tab again. Where are you guys? Where are you guys? There you are. Man, I've gone over. Let me. My mom's sister turned to that greedy. My teardrop doesn't drop my gas mileage by much. Wow. That's cool. That's good. Oh. Did that work okay though? Yeah, I would like, I'm hoping to live to 100. I'm super healthy. Maybe. But so I'm hoping before I die to do a living trust instead of a will, because a will is what my dad had and it didn't work. Still, everything's in probate for 2 years. So it's ridiculous. 8,000. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. See, that's why, see, you're supposed to do, you know what's a good channel too that I found? What's it called? This is, let me show you. Toby Matthias. Here it is. But see, it does cost money though. So not right now, but hopefully before I die. But yeah, look into it. There's a video. I just put a video in the chat. Yeah, well, what we found out with my dad's is like it wasn't even wouldn't even hold. Thankfully, really, because my sister had a copy of it, and it was a copy. It was a copy, so it wasn't even so, you know. And thankfully, just the state of California said the same thing. Oh, did you think that was my son? Did you think Ivan was my son? No, my son's Ian, not Ivan. I can see how you get those confused though, Pam. No, no, he's Ian. Not this last Monday, but the Monday before, he was on. He said hi to y'all. It's just one letter different. Well, take the V out. Yeah. 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 Greedy people get nuts. Greedy people get nuts. You know, and I've shared before, that's why like I would say like I'm celebrating the whole month, because and that's what made August good, you guys, is that last year I got the money from my mom and dad, and I'm just very thankful for it, about that. And I moved into this apartment, and I couldn't have moved into this apartment because I didn't have the income. I didn't have enough income. I had to show that I had the money in the bank to pay the rent for that. I only did a 6 month lease at first too, because I wasn't sure. I almost bought a place. I was looking at places, and I almost bought this condominium that I was just like, no, I don't feel peace about it. I can't do this. I'm not sure I want to stay here. So Um, yeah, your mom told you to get a truck. Yeah. Um, yeah, that's good. Oh, glad it's over, huh? Yeah, I was so relieved, and I thought so. There were several reasons why I didn't think I was going to get anything when my dad passed. But my mom arranged it, so she said, not, don't remarry. So when he found his new wife and she didn't need his money, he sold his house and moved in with her. And I don't know what sort of arrangement they had, but they didn't get legally married. And because of that, because he sold the house that he lived in with my mom, that's why he had the money in the investments. And because of uh, friction or estrangement in my family, I didn't think I was going to get anything. And so that's why I was very thankful to get what I did. Yeah, very thankful. And I other people may scoff at this or whatever, but I think it was God. And two, I'm learned finally. I'm the youngest of 7. I got, I honestly got bullied in my family, abused, picked on from my older siblings, and really mostly just the ones closest to me. Not the older ones were like out of the house by the time, when I was 6 or 7, my oldest brothers were out of the house because they were a lot older than me. So yeah, for several reasons, I didn't know how much my dad had. I didn't ask. So my dad had this thing where he tried to use money to control you. He got mad at me one time because I went to my brother's. Like the flights were cheapest. You fly into LA, and then my parents lived up in Aurora Grande. It's about 3 hours from there. My dad got mad one time because they would sometimes, give us money when we came out there for the travel expenses. And he did that. And then he got mad because I didn't come straight up there, And it's like, I just flew with little kids for 4 hours and I'm tired and I'm coming up there in a few days. But my dad was sort of manic and he got pissed off at me. And like ever since then, I was just like, it's not worth it. I'm not, going to even ask him to pay for it anymore. And the next time I didn't ask him to pay for it again until after my separation. I asked him, and then my stepmom had frequent flyer miles, so she got it with no, I have 5 kids. I don't want another one. Thank you very much, Ivan. All right, bye. Bye, Graham. Thanks for coming in. Oh, whoa. Yeah, no, it was his money, Linda. It was his money. But my mom knew, didn't want, she knew he would remarry if such was the case, he right away needed to find someone, covert narcissist is what I believe my dad was. And it was his money here in Fair and Square. My dad was an engineer with IBM and then a technical writer for like 30 years, I think, for a long time. He retired when they were in Texas, and then they moved back to California in 95. That's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. So, but yeah, I didn't expect to get anything. And also, I guess looking back, there's another Bible verse. I'll share it with you. And it was about Joseph and what his brothers did to him. In the story of Joseph is in Genesis. I think it's like Genesis 37. But in Genesis 50, verse 20, I think it is. And Joseph says this to his brothers because they're like, they were afraid of Joseph getting vengeance on his brothers because his brothers sold him into slavery, but then it ended up, he saved his whole family because the Pharaoh had the dream about the stalks of wheat and the cows and all of that. He didn't know what it meant. And Joseph interpreted his dream and told him what to do. He said, there's going to be 7 years of famine. 7 years of plenty and 7 years of famine. So what you need to do is store up during the 7 years of plenty. And then you'll have stuff for the 7 years of famine. Well, the famine extended all out, to where Joseph's family lived, and they came to Egypt because of Joseph, had food. And he had grown up because he had been like a youth when they sold him into slavery. He had grown up, so they didn't recognize him. But finally he tests them to see if they're going to do the same to his younger brother that they did to him. And so he plants something in his younger brother's pack on his horse and says he stole from me. But the oldest brother has learned and is like sorry for what he did to Joseph. He doesn't know that it is Joseph. And he says, no, let me stay in this place because, my dad can't lose. He already lost, Joseph was his favorite, which wasn't a good idea, but it was what it was. But anyways, in the end, he says this to them, but as for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good in order to bring about as it is this day to save many people alive. So something like people mean for evil can turn out for the good. And so because of stuff I went through with the bully, and I had to get assertive and stand up for myself, that was the only time, when I stopped being scared and fearful and like, oh, I was just going to quit YouTube, I'm just going to disappear. And I started standing up for myself and saying, hey, wait, this is slander. I'll sue you. So bring it on. Bring it on, bully. Because I learned that from the bully, I stood up to my siblings and I said, I don't want to have to sue my siblings, but I will, because, they were just like saying like, oh, this is, that's not the right, what's the number for the wire transfer? And then, speaking of Carol's I talked to Carol about it, and she was very helpful and very wise. And she was just like, why don't you have them send you a check? So I finally just I'm like, okay, forget it. Because we went back and forth with this, oh, that's not the right number. And I'm like, yes, it is the right number. I gave it to you 3 times, and I'm like, hey, just so you know, I don't want to sue my siblings, but if I have to, I will. Because I'm not taking this bullying anymore. I'm done. I'm not taking bullying from anyone, anywhere, any way, shape, or form. Red is done with being bullied, okay? I'm done. I'm done with being the redheaded stepchild. I'm done. So, you want to mess with me? I will. I will. I will hire a lawyer and sue you. How about that? And I was like, the court. When I was out there in California, I just okay, I'm driving by the courthouse. I can go in and visit the judge right now. I did. I went there. I can. Yeah. I was out there, and they were mad at me for you were traveling. I'm like, so what? It's what I do. I just bought the RAV hybrid. I was going to the Glow meetup in California. Yeah, I'm traveling. So what? What does that mean? I don't get my inheritance because I'm traveling? Like people can be so ridiculous. Yeah, they were playing mind games with me. Yeah, and I think that, yeah, rightly so. Yeah, the judge said, it it's to be split 3 ways between these 3 heirs, but yeah, if it can be split 2 ways and then you'll get more money. It was a lot more money too. Yeah, splitting something 2 ways is you get more than splitting it 3 ways, of course. But yeah, they were trying, well, if she doesn't claim it, we'll get to keep it. Yeah, if she doesn't get it. Oh, she's traveling. She doesn't get it now. I'm just like, send the check. I had them send it to my son's address, yeah. And then, yeah, I was thinking about that today because when I was taking my son to the airport. So we went last year at this time. I had gotten tickets. I didn't know if he'd want to go because I got the tickets way back in, I think June or July when I got here. I got to Denver in June. And I found out that Need to Breathe was opening for One Republic. And I was like, I've got to get tickets to that. I've never seen One Republic in concert. And Need to Breathe was opening up for them. So I got tickets and I was like, I don't know if he'll go with me. I hope he'll go with me, but I don't know. So I didn't get expensive tickets. I got nosebleed tickets. But, and it was funny because my birthday's on the 13th of October and Ian's is on the 14th of September. I got seat 13 and 14. And if I hadn't been so upset, I was so stressing. And I was just like, okay. And I kept saying to myself, okay, just calm down. They're trying. And it was funny. It's a thing my grandmother used to say. They're trying to get your goat. You're trying to get my damn goat and you cannot have it. Not going to let you steal my piece. And so what happened is too, and they really irritated me because just don't do business with Merrill Lynch. I would never do business with Merrill Lynch now. I'm sorry. If you do business with Merrill Lynch, I'm sorry. My apologies, but they were very shady in their handling of it. I mean, I couldn't even talk to this. She was just horrible. So, and Yeah. Well, see, the thing is they were mean, at least one of them was very mean to begin with already. So, yeah. And that's the reason why I thought, because I had a bad strained estrangement with one of my siblings already. And then, like I said earlier, I had a disagreement with my brother when I left my brother's. But I had taken care of my brother's wife when she was, right before she passed. I was helping them and cooking for them, and I was also staying on their smaller property on my RV from December 2020 till April 2021. But for a month of that time, I went back to St. Louis and doggy sat for my friend Gladys for a month. From March till that was the time when I did my first live stream, was from St. Louis area, when I was doggy sitting in St. Louis for a month from February to March 2021. Yeah. Yeah, but the people that are like that, I feel like they were like that before that, Like I have a friend that's going through a situation where her sibling passed, and the one toxic sibling is trying to take everything, and that sibling left it to the other siblings also. So I know somebody that's going through that right now. But like I knew, I had a heads up, and I was just like, that's why I consider it a miracle that I got what I got. Now, I didn't get as much as them, and in my opinion, I should have got more than them, but I didn't get as much as them because, I had 5 grandkids. They had 7 grandkids. My brother has 2. I have 5. And so, yeah. And they didn't treat my parents better than me. I treated my parents better than they did. And I will say that, yeah. Without apology, yeah, I just recently wrote one of my siblings and told him so. So, yeah, that's my opinion. And really anybody who was on looking could see that too. I mean, we travel with all our kids all the way across the country, come on. So, yeah. Yep. But I'm happy with what I got. I'm happy I got what I got, and I shared some of it, a small portion of it, with my children. So, yeah. But I want to say my storm poem, and then I'll pray and let you guys go, because my goodness, I'm almost to 2 hours. So this is my storm poem. It's in the 7-Story Tree. If you want a copy of this book, PayPal me any amount. The link is below. And email me your address. And I'll do that too. That's my email. And I will send you a copy of this. I need to get more copies soon. So, the storm poem is in this book. Oh, you left in March. That's too bad. Oops. Oh, your grandson was being born. I'm so sorry, Linda. That's so sad. That's so sad, Linda. So I can't go into all, but the storm poem came out of a family situation too. So let me say it for you. You say that no one cares for you? Well, that's not true, because I do, and God does too. Oh, that I could fix your problem. I'd mend you up. You'd no longer be stuck in that addiction or depression, the trials that come in rapid succession. But what can I do? I cannot fix you. I can't make you believe or even relieve that deep ache in your heart. Just where do I start? Don't do nothing, she yelled at me. So what should I do? Scream and shout and run about? Perhaps sit and pout? No, I'll fight a war upon my knees, and quietness and confidence shall be my strength. He keeps my prayers and my tears. Perhaps the overflow makes the rain to water all the pain upon the earth. I'll thank him for this thorn. I'll praise him even when I'm worn, because he carries me through the storm. He walks to me on the tempest sea. The rain brings life back to my dying tree. And one day, through the clouds, I'll see the rainbow. Yes, I'm so sorry. It was when it's always sad when you lose someone, but it was really difficult because of some dysfunction in the family when my brother Tim passed in 2005. So second son, my parents lost, and it was very hard on them. And then I feel like some family members made it even more difficult, and it's just like, why, why are you being like this now? Why? And then my brother Mark died 6 months after Tim died. And so that was 2006. And then my mom passed in 2009. Yeah. 2007, my cousin passed in a freak accident. In 2010, my uncle passed. So it was just a lot of loss in those years, the 2000s, for my family. There's not a lot of us left now, really. There were 10 grandchildren from my mom's. My dad really didn't have any family. Like, he was an only child. And so it was just his mom and dad, and his dad passed in like the 50s before I was born, like 55, I think, right around the time my brother Christopher was born in 55. My brother Christopher was born in Phoenix, by the way, Linda. He was born in Phoenix. That was funny because he had the bright red hair. He had the dark red, like this, when he was younger. Oh, thanks, Pam. Yeah, yeah. And it's really a comfort. So, that's why, like, I hold to my faith. I mean, I tried to run away from God for a bit because I was mad. But, that's why I take comfort in God and in Christ and in the promise of heaven, because I believe they're there, like Timmy Ray was here Monday night, and he recently lost his dad, and I was just like, and he was talking about he took his mom to Graceland, and I was like, well, your dad's up there with Elvis right now. And like, it's like things are different now, you know? And he's like, he's getting Elvis's autograph. And I was thinking later, I was like, no, he's like having a beer with Elvis. He doesn't have to get his autograph. He's hanging out with Elvis. That's what I don't know. That's what I believe. And I'm happy to believe, I believe that. I've seen evidence of God's grace. And that is something I believe, you know, and others might scoff at that or whatever, but whatever. That's what I think. I think that it was God. I mean, it was not, I say, thank you, Mom and Dad, but it was God that made sure I got that. It was God that made sure I got that too. And it was God that was teaching me, you know, like, you know, and it was just like, you meant this for evil with these YouTube bullies, but that taught me to be assertive. That taught me to be like, hey, don't let them do this to you. This is not right, you know? Yeah. Yeah, you know too. Yeah. And like I said before, me and my big mouth, you know, like I have to help the world, you know. And I was the one that opened my big mouth about the handicapped person going to courtside. And then I was like, I don't want to do this. You know, it's like, now I don't even want to go there because all the bullies are there. Okay, I don't have to go there, but like, who's going to take care of this handicapped person? Well, Linda, thank you, Linda. Because, you know, that was my bad. You know, it's like, why'd you open your big mouth, Fred? But yeah, I appreciated that. But yeah, no good deed goes unpunished though, right, Linda? Linda knows this too. No good deed goes unpunished. Like, just because the bully mentioned something nice in his video, like I took another, it was twice I took a handicapped person into my RV at a meetup, you know, and the first time was in Branson. And the second time was at Michigan, M21. And just because he mentioned that, oh, he's such a nice guy. The bully's such a nice guy. People say that about my ex too. Such a nice guy. Oh, what a sweetheart. Oh, he's so handsome. Oh my goodness. You know what else the Bible says? Even Satan himself disguises himself as an angel of light. And because the bully mentioned, oh, but she did help out, you know, she's horrible, that red person. Just a whole live, his most viewed live. Thankfully, he took it down. But because he mentioned me helping this handicapped person, that handicapped person now moderates for him. Because he was so sweet, he mentioned her in his video while he was bad-mouthing me. I mean, it's insane. It's insane. It's like, really? Are you serious? I mean, people are so, but what, you know, I used to be that gullible and naive though. So who am I to talk, right? Who am I to talk? But I'm almost at 2 hours, you guys. Oh. Yeah, doesn't matter what we say. I was told that by a judge one day. Narcissists are very charming, and that's how they get their victim. Yes, exactly. They're so nice. Oh, they're so sweet. That's why I was like, I needed to retract what I said. Those 2 videos are doing well, my lunch lives though, where I said, when you pray for the wrong thing, I was never praying for anybody to die, though, just to be clear. Never was. That's what they twisted it, you know, to say. I joked. It wasn't a good thing to joke about. It was a bad thing to joke about. But it was also a bad thing. I prayed for the narcissist to get with this other YouTuber just so they would leave me alone. And it did work. He started leaving me alone. And his ex was then worried about the new person he was with and not worried about me. anymore. So I prayed these people together, but I'm like, that was wrong. I shouldn't say I'm happy that they got back together either. I had to retract that. I was like, no, I shouldn't wish a narcissist on anybody. I should not wish a narcissist on anybody. And then they can sometimes just be so nice. They can sometimes be so nice. Yeah. 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 And see, that's what years ago, like my mom used to say, when I would say, oh, so-and-so does at school. And then she's like, my mom would say, they're just jealous. Ignore them. But I did need to learn to stand up to them. Yeah. I didn't get any appreciation from that person. Not much either. Just sided with the bully, both the handicapped people I let stay out of the kindness of my heart. I let stay in my RV. Both of them turned their backs on me and sided with the bullies. I'm like unbelievable. And, and it's like my brother did the same thing, honestly. Yeah. Yeah. And you gotta be a confronter. I was a fawner. I had to stop doing that. And my mom didn't fully teach me though. I mean, sometimes you ignore them, but sometimes bullies need to be confronted. And I got away from bullies like that. Well, there was one that used to follow me home from school, and she was like a teenager. And she wasn't there all the time. So like I would try to go a different way. I would just try to avoid her, but I never learned to confront it. Yeah, exactly, Pam. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna pray. Anybody have anything they want me to pray about? I'm gonna pray and then go, because I'm at 2 hours, you guys. Dear Lord, thank you for all these people here, my friends and followers, Lord. I pray that you bless them. Please be with Lori and Rose and those that couldn't make it here today. And be with them, Lord. And as I said, please watch over, protect, and bless my children, Lord. I love them. And all our children and grandchildren, Lord. We thank you for them, and we pray your blessings upon them and that you watch over them. Thank you for Pam. Thank you for Anthony, who was here first. Please bless Graham and his family in Australia. And please bless Carlene. Please be with Ronald and his family. Please bless Ivan. Be with Linda. Continue to comfort her, Lord. Help us in managing our families, Lord, and our estates, and being responsible with the gifts, the blessings you've blessed us with, Lord. And give us wisdom in handling our finances, Lord. Please bless Ivan and Rochelle. Thank you for everybody that came in here today, Lord. I pray I'm not forgetting anybody. Thank you for my apartment, Lord. Thank you for my car, Lord. Thank you for the money from my parents, Lord. Thank you just for this apartment, Lord. It's just been like a haven. It's been wonderful. I thank you for the church I found and the friends I've met at my church. I thank you that I got the job lifeguarding, Lord. And I pray you help me to pass my training and that I'll be a good lifeguard and that I might be able to be a swim instructor too. I pray that you keep my younger son safe as he travels and as he visits his friends and family in Georgia. And I pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Anything else? Y'all want to drop your links? You can drop your links. And Roy and Becky. God bless Roy and Becky. I hope that Becky's able to go back to Arizona soon, Lord, and get the things taken care of she needs to get taken care of. Praise things in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, Ronald. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Roy and Becky. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Rochelle, Anthony, Ivan, Graham. Love you all. Don't say that no one cares for you, because I do, and God does too. Don't forget to pray for Red, because Red is praying for you. Bye. See you Monday.